shaping the automotive landscape, especially in the UK and Australia, from the early 1960s through to the 1980s. It wasn't just a car, it was a symbol of practical, affordable, and stylish transport for millions of everyday people. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind the Ford Cortina, its origins, evolution, cultural impact, and why it still holds a special place in the hearts of classic car enthusiasts. When you think of British motoring in the post-war era, the Ford Cortina immediately stands out as a true classic. Introduced by Ford of Britain in 1962, the Cortina was designed to be an affordable family car with a modern edge. Back then, Britain was recovering from the austerity years, and people were eager for something fresh, reliable, and stylish, something that could offer more than just basic transportation. The first generation, often called the Mark I, launched at the 1962 London Motor Show. It was sleek for its time, with clean, straightforward lines and a somewhat sporty feel. Ford positioned the Cortina as a mid-sized car, perfect for families, and it filled a crucial gap between the smaller Ford Anglia and the larger console models. The Cortina's engineering was sensible but innovative for the era. It came with a choice of 4-cylinder engines, starting from 1.2 litres and going up to 1.5 litres. The Mark I was praised for its spacious interior and comfortable ride, making it instantly popular. What really helped the Cortina cement its place was its balance of affordability and quality. Unlike some competitors, the Cortina was relatively easy to maintain and repair, thanks to Ford's wide parts network. This practicality made it a favorite among working families and young drivers alike. The Mark I was also a pioneer in bringing a sportier image to the family saloon segment. The introduction of the Cortina GT, with its 1.5-litre engine tuned for more power and sharper handling, appealed to those wanting a bit of excitement without breaking the bank. It was one of the earliest examples of a hot hatch before that term was even coined. By the mid-1960s, Ford was already planning the next evolution. The Mark II Cortina came out in 1966 and marked a big step forward in design and performance. It was more refined, with smoother body lines and a more sophisticated interior. It grew slightly in size, offering even more room for passengers and luggage. This model solidified the Cortina's reputation as the UK's best-selling car, a title it held for several years. The Mark II also featured improvements in safety and ride comfort, responding to growing consumer demands and new regulations. The introduction of features like disc brakes on certain models demonstrated Ford's commitment to making the Cortina not just practical but modern and safe. Performance-wise, the Cortina GT continued to impress, now sporting a more powerful 1.6-litre engine. This model also enjoyed success in motorsports, especially in touring car racing, where the Cortina became a legend for its reliability and competitive edge. Australia was a key market for the Cortina, and it developed a distinct identity down under. Australian production began in the early 1960s, with models adapted to local conditions, think stronger suspensions for rougher roads and air conditioning to handle the heat. The Cortina quickly became popular as both a family car and a workhorse in business fleets. Ford Australia also produced special variants like the Cortina GT and later, the Cortina XLE, catering to the tastes of local buyers who wanted sportier or more luxurious options. In the Australian market, the Cortina competed fiercely against Holden's sedans, carving out its own loyal following. The late 1960s and early 1970s saw the arrival of the Mark III Cortina, which debuted in 1970. This generation marked a shift toward more angular, modern styling with sharper edges and a larger, more imposing grille. It also grew in size again, reflecting the trend toward bigger family cars. Inside, the cabin was more comfortable and better equipped, with improved ergonomics and more attention to driver comfort. Under the hood, the Mark III offered a range of engines, from economical 4-cylinders to the powerful 2.0-litre variants in the GT models. The suspension was upgraded, and safety features became more advanced, with options like collapsible steering columns and better seat belts. One interesting aspect of the Mark III was its versatility. Ford offered numerous body styles, including a 2-door coupe, 4-door sedan, and even an estate wagon, which was perfect for families needing extra cargo space or tradespeople requiring a practical load area. By this time, the Ford Cortina was no longer just a car, it had become a cultural icon. It represented the aspirations of the middle class, the freedom of personal transport, and even a bit of style and fun in a practical package. It was common to see Cortinas everywhere, in city streets, on country roads, and on racing circuits. Motorsport played a crucial role in the Cortina's enduring legacy. The Cortina GT and later Lotus Cortina models became legendary on the racetrack. The Lotus Cortina, introduced in 1963, was a high-performance variant tuned by Lotus, with a powerful twin-cam engine, upgraded suspension, and lightweight components. It was one of the most exciting cars of its day, blending everyday usability with race-bred performance. In touring car racing, the Cortina was a force to be reckoned with. It won multiple championships and became a favorite of racers and fans alike for its balance of speed, handling, and durability. The motorsport success helped boost sales and solidify the Cortina's reputation as a car that could appeal to both families and enthusiasts. The 1970s brought the Mark IV and Mark V Cortinas. The Mark IV, launched in 1976, introduced even more modern styling with smoother curves and a wider stance. It was heavier and larger than its predecessors, offering greater comfort and more advanced features. However, it also faced stiff competition from newer rivals like the Vauxhall Cavalier and Ford's own Escort. The Mark V, introduced in 1979, was the final Cortina generation and took the car into the 1980s. It was a more angular design, with sharper lines and a more modern aesthetic to keep up with changing tastes. Despite improvements in technology and build quality, the market was beginning to shift. The Cortina was eventually replaced by the Ford Sierra in 1982, which featured a radically new aerodynamic design. But even after its production ended, the Cortina's impact didn't fade. It remained a beloved classic, cherished by enthusiasts and collectors around the world. Classic car clubs dedicated to the Cortina celebrate everything from the humble Mark I to the race-bred Lotus versions. What made the Cortina so special? It was a combination of factors: its affordability, reliability, versatility, and the way it captured the spirit of the times. The Cortina was accessible to the average person but offered enough style and performance to keep things interesting. It was practical for daily use but also fun to drive, especially in the sportier trims. In Australia, the Cortina became more than just a car, it was part of the cultural fabric. It helped families get around, it was used by tradespeople and business